Thank you for the opportunity to discuss backup and recovery with you today. During our discussion, I would like to understand the challenges you face and share with you how VEEAM helps customers address those challenges. According to Gartner, the average organization is over 60% virtualized, and that will increase to 80% in the next 2 years. And Gartner says that by 2016, one-third of organizations will change backup vendors due to frustration over cost, complexity, or capability. Let's look at some challenges standing in the way of customers achieving success in backup and recovery. Forrester indicates that backup and recovery continues to be a challenge because 1. Data continues to explode with capacity requirements, growing at 30 to 50% per year. 2. SLAs are becoming more difficult to achieve as business stakeholders have less tolerance for data loss, business disruption, and downtime. And 3. Backup windows are shrinking because business operates 24/7. Before we go any further, I would like to understand your virtual environment. Approximately how many VMs do you have today? And about what percent virtualized are you today? How many of these VMs will be on VMware or Hyper-V? What applications have you virtualized? Any mission-critical applications? What percent of your applications are running within virtual machines as opposed to physical servers? What plans do you have to expand virtualization over the next 12 months? In order to share with you how VEEAM helps customers address these specific concerns and achieve their goals, I'm going to draw a very simple virtual environment with one host, 3 Customers tell us that they have discovered issues with managing virtual environments. Physical backup tools were designed 15 to 20 years ago, when current challenges didn't exist. And remember, Forrester says that capacity requirements are growing 30 to 50% per year. Plus, backup windows are disappearing because of 24/7 operations. And business stakeholders have less tolerance for data loss and downtime. Legacy backup was not designed with these requirements in mind and cannot solve today's challenges. Retrofitting physical backup tools to accommodate the needs of virtualization limits capabilities and adds complexity and cost. We call this the 3C problem. VEEAM is modern data protection. It's built for virtualization to solve today's challenges, and it's powerful, easy to use, and affordable, making it easy for you to meet your RPOs, RTOs, and to realize the benefits of your virtualized infrastructure. Agents are driving the complexity. In a virtualized world, legacy backups require agents to be installed and managed on every VM. But customers tell us they don't want to pay for, deploy, and manage a backup agent in each VM. In the virtual environment, these agents are competing for access to the same hardware, resources, and bandwidth, causing resource contention and delays to backups. And even legacy solutions that have been modernized and claim to be agentless still require agents for application and file recovery. Finally, cost is a major concern for customers. Storage, hardware, bandwidth, and tools drive up administrative costs. Most legacy backup vendors have very complex per-capacity or per-agent licensing, or costly add-ons that are not licensed in the same way as your virtual infrastructure. This means you may end up having to pay fees per terabyte capacity, per agent, per module, per feature, per VM, per mailbox. VEEAM helps its customers eliminate the 3 C's of legacy physical backup solutions. VEEAM's backup and recovery solution is built for virtualization. In many ways, a VM is just files on disk, and we back up that entire virtual machine image. The image is moved and stored in a compressed and deduplicated format, which uses less disk space. According to Forrester, deduplication and compression can reduce backup size to as much as from 10 to 1, making the cost to store backups on disk comparable to tape. With Backup and Replication version 7, you can also leverage the power of your SAN by utilizing backup from storage snapshots, which takes the burden off the virtual infrastructure and allows for more frequent backups during production hours, giving you much better RPO. There are no agents for you to license, deploy, manage, or monitor on hosts or VMs. Backup of the entire image is completely agentless, and because there is no resource contention, you get much faster backup times. VEEAM calls this modern data protection built for virtualization, and it's powerful, easy to use, and affordable. For example, powerful. It helps customers meet their RPOs and RTOs. Customers have reduced backup and recovery time by more than 95%. Easy to use. It allows customers to reduce admin time by up to 90%. And affordable. Customers can reduce costs by up to 70% while cutting. Now, let's look at Legacy Restore. Our customers tell us that when a VM fails, they typically spend some time trying to find and fix the problem. Once they conclude that they cannot fix the problem, they start the restore process. Again, they treat the failed VM like a physical server and provision a new machine. Next, they install the operating system, the applications, and the backup agents. And finally, they initiate the data restore. Then they wait. To help me better understand, what is your current restore process for a failed VM? What issues have you experienced when a virtual machine failed and you had to do a restore? Customers tell us this multiple-step process is complex, slow, and has a negative impact on RTOs. And according to Forrester, as many as 20% of restore attempts fail. Does this sound familiar? For these reasons, the Enterprise Strategy Group says that almost half of organizations will look to re-architect backup and recovery. An image-based backup is great when you need to recover an entire virtual machine. But what do you do when you need to recover an individual file? This is one of the common questions we hear from customers. VEEAM pioneered one-click file recovery. You can access a web interface, type in the file name, and with one click, restore the file back to its original location. Next, let's look at how VEEAM recovery works when a VM fails. In 2010, VEEAM introduced our patented vPower technology. This technology allows us to run a VM directly from a backup file without extracting it first. If a VM fails in production for any reason, you can have it back online in just a few minutes. We call this instant VM recovery. Once the VM is started from the backup file, you can use hypervisor technologies like storage vMotion or live migration to bring that running VM back to production storage. And because you can run a VM directly from a backup file, you can also restore individual application items. You can start the VM from the backup and extract the objects right back into production with no special application agents required. The ability to perform individual item recovery in both Exchange and SharePoint with an easy-to-use, step-by-step wizard is also included at no charge in all VEEAM editions, even in our free edition. VEEAM recovery is fast, flexible, and reliable because we test and verify 100% of your backups for every VM every time. So you don't need to run backup and disaster recovery tests manually once a year, once a quarter, or whatever your corporate policy dictates, because VEEAM automatically tests and verifies 100% of your. Best practices for data protection recommend 3 backup copies, 2 on different media, for example tape, production storage, or cloud, and 1 off-site. VEEAM leverages a storage-agnostic approach to meet the 3-2-1 rule, giving you a variety of flexible storage options, saving you money, and ensuring your data is safe and accessible no matter what. For offsite storage, getting backups across the WAN is challenging, bandwidth is expensive, and general-purpose WAN accelerators are not workload optimized. Version 7 overcomes these obstacles with built-in WAN acceleration. With caching, variable length deduplication, and optimizations for transferring VEEAM backups across the WAN, it's up to 50 times faster than a standard file copy. It's easy to use, there are no agents to install, and no network setup. Gartner says 40% of companies continue to use tape for backup. So for customers who utilize tape for off-site storage, VEEAM provides native tape support for standalone devices, tape libraries, and virtual tape libraries. You can back up full VMs or individual files to tape, and easily recover from specific restore points. Getting your backups off-site is a critical part of any disaster recovery plan. VEEAM gives you options for archiving your backups, including public and private clouds, without impacting your production environment. VEEAM's Cloud Edition transforms over 15 leading public storage clouds into easy-to-use off-site storage for your VMware and Hyper-V backups, and includes Amazon, Azure, and open cloud storage platforms such as OpenStack. Alternatively, you can use one of our VEEAM cloud providers for backup as a service, replication as a service, or As organizations try to build the right architecture to meet business needs, more and more are choosing VEEAM. VEEAM is built for virtualization. Customers who have chosen VEEAM include Mazda. With 10 data centers and 20,000 users across North America, Mazda is over 80% virtualized. Limited bandwidth meant poor performance and excessive backup times. It used to take 16 hours to back up Mazda's SAP database. With VEEAM Backup and Replication, a one-time full backup took just 8 hours. Now they do fast incremental backups twice a day, greatly improving their RPOs. Mobile Transport Denmark, a Danish removal and storage company, was using VEEAM to back up their virtual infrastructure, and another vendor to back up to tape for offsite storage. Now, with V7, they use VEEAM to back up from disk to tape. And because backup goes to disk first, then to tape, the backup tape does not affect system performance, and they get faster restore time. Mobile Transport Denmark uses 40 to 50% less tape, and estimates that by dropping their tape vendor, they are saving 3 to 4 times the cost of VEEAM, compared to running a backup solution that can only back up to tape. VEEAM is a relatively young company, having started in 2006. But we are a viable organization and will be around for the long run. We have over 75,000 customers and protect over 4 million VMs. Already, over 64% of the Fortune 500 have chosen to become VEEAM customers. We also have over 16,000 partners who sell and implement VEEAM solutions around the world. And the industry has recognized our success. In the past few years, VEEAM has received over 50 industry awards, including Best of VMworld, Best of Tech Ed, several Product of the Year awards, as well as Reader's Choice Awards. VEEAM is also 2012 Microsoft Partner of the Year in Management and Virtualization, and 2013 HP Alliance One Partner of the Year for Converged Storage. Based on our discussion today, would you be interested in having an in-depth assessment of your current situation and potential benefits of VEEAM's modern data protection solution? As we move forward with the assessment process, is there anyone else who should be involved? Will you introduce me? At the culmination of our assessment process, I will set up a meeting with you to review our findings. Does that work for you? Thank you for your time and participation today. I will take a picture of the whiteboard and attach it to the summary of our discussion, which I will send to you in an email. I will also suggest several times for further assessment. It was a pleasure to meet you.